40.Deliverance. The decision after passing through a time of great difficulties and obstructions, the situation begins to change and the tense relationships that had previously prevailed begin to disappear. The man is no longer faced with great dangers. The struggle is over, and deliverance is at hand. At such a time, it is important that all operations, previously geared up for defensive actions, immediately be returned to normal. Reverting to ordinary conditions brings good fortune, because freedom from the pressures of obstructions and opposition has a liberating effect, and this acts as a stimulus to all. Everyone feels the removal of the stress, and all feel invigorated with a desire to put the difficult past behind them and begin again with their normal lives. That is why it is so important to cut back the measures that had been taken to meet the stressful situation, and allow ordinary life to resume. If that is done, all this invigorating energy created by the deliverance can immediately be applied to everyday affairs, and good and needed things can be accomplished. There are some things to be kept in mind, however. If there are any final details connected with the previous difficult situation that need to be taken care of, those should be completed as soon as possible so that everyone begins with a clean slate. Then, the regular order of things can be commenced without any distracting issues. It is also important that the victory over the opposing forces not be overplayed. That in itself would create additional difficulties, because it is just another form of continuing the previous conflict. Trying to capitalize on a victory incites bitterness and resentment in the defeated, whereas if ordinary conditions are resumed as soon as possible, those who suffered defeat are much more accepting of their fate, and are happy to join in the effort to get things back to normal. The maxim "the superior man stands ready to forgive the misdeeds and overlook the errors of the past." If mistakes were made, but have since been recognized and overcome, he gladly puts them behind him. To dwell on them only irritates and produces no beneficial effect. Indeed, harping on things that everyone has already recognized as errors could only stir up resentment and keep past difficulties alive. Inferior men do that because they get satisfaction from making others uncomfortable and from making them look bad. If malicious things were done in the past, the superior man forgives the offender and stands ready to move ahead. Inferior men cling to the offenses of the past, forever demanding satisfaction, and thus allow past transgressions to obstruct a forward movement. Overlooking errors and forgiving past offenses is a part of putting past difficulties behind and moving ahead into a brighter, more positive future.